That's the back of the connection of the grid tie inverter. I have simultaneously connected it with the multimeter for reading. Currently it's having an input of 26.2 volts. And now the front terminal is connected to this power meter. On the left, power meter currently showing 0 volts, and on the right side I also have another spare one, which I have just put a load to show the test. Here I switch on the load and see the wattage shows so and so, just to be sure that the power meter is working. I have switched off the load. I'll just take off the load and put in the grid tie input feed, and now I'm gonna switch on the grid tie. As the grid tie did the test, now it is adjusting as usual, but this is taking a bit longer than the usual boot ups, but I believe it's about the current amps that's coming in. Now gradually it will pick up the voltage, and there it has started gaining the voltage, and the LED goes up more and more as the time passes by. But unfortunately, by this time generally I would see the voltage go up to 100, 120, 150, 200 on the power meter, but as you see, the power meter shows total idleness. There's nothing happening. Generally it goes up and it shows, and the same is true for the other spare one. If I try to put it on the next one, see, you can see that if the moment I take it up, the grid tie would stop detecting the current and it would stop producing. You can see it on the LED. Here I remove and it went off. Now I put it on the next one, there it detected and it would start producing. So the LED indicators are showing correct information, but unfortunately the power meter is showing that there is no current being generated. Also, in order to test whether the current is really being generated or not, and whether it's a problem with the power meter, I am gonna put this up. I'm gonna put the load on one of the power meters. I'm gonna switch on a load. Now the load, I'll wait till the load is exactly stable. See, it's now 39.3 watts. Now it's stable, it's around that. Now if I put the grid tie, basically it starts checking and it should start feeding, and this 39 should reduce based on whatever feed the grid tie is feeding. Even that way I have checked, and it, on the contrary, it remains more or less the same. See, the load is still on 40.2. and you can see there the grid tie inverter has already started generating, I think around 100 watts, but then this should be shown in this power meter because the power from the grid tie and the load is on the same side of the power meter, so the power being sucked from the other side should remain less. On the contrary, it is more. Now as I remove the plug, the grid tie inverter is off and the power meter goes back to 39.5, so there is like 0.5 watt on the contrary being pulled from the grid when the grid tie inverter is on, which is wrong. So there is some fault. I hope this video would help you analyze, and even check the fuses on the power cable as well as on the back of the grid tie. Hope this would be helpful in analyzing the error.